The 14th of February 2019 T 11 hours 34 minutes and 0 seconds, 250Z. Hello and welcome to the Independent's U.S. Politics Live blog as talks to avert a new government shutdown continue ahead of Friday's midnight deadline. If you didn't get any Valentine's Day cards this morning, remember, things could be worse. You could be the President of the United States. The 14th of February 2019 T 11 hours 43 minutes and 49 seconds, 620Z. The story so far. Having initially said he was not happy with the terms of a deal negotiated in Congress to grant border wall funding and avert a second government shutdown, the president appears to be close to doing so. Under the terms of the agreement thrashed out earlier this week between Republicans and Democrats, Mr. Trump would receive just under $1.4 billion (£1.1 billion) in federal funding for his proposed Mexico border wall, well short of the $5.7 billion (£4.4 billion) he originally demanded. "I can't say I'm happy. I can't say I'm thrilled," Mr. Trump said on Tuesday. But either way, the wall's getting built. The thought of another shutdown, following the 35-dayer that was brought to a close in late January and delayed the State of the Union and saw thousands of federal employees go unpaid, was clearly unpalatable to the president. So much for the art of the deal. The 14th of February 2019 T 11 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. The president hit out at the radical left yesterday in thanking his party for their work on the negotiations. The 14th of February 2019 T 11 hours 48 minutes and 3 seconds, 346C. Meanwhile, Mr. Trump has taken to Twitter to criticize California for wasting government money on a bullet train project, demanding the state return the $3.5 billion (£2.7 billion) it received to pay for the high-speed line linking San Francisco and Los Angeles. Which, if they did so, would go a long way to filling in the funding gap to pay for the wall. Simples, the 14th of February 2019 T 12 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. The project in question, commenced in 2013, is certainly costly. It is predicted to eat up $77 billion (£60 billion) in total, and the 520-mile Frisco-Tualatin leg of its track would not be opened until the early 2030s. It will certainly be fast, however, the bullet capable of traveling at 220 miles per hour as it roars between the two cities. The 14th of February 2019 T 12 hours 10 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. California's new Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has wasted no time in issuing a response, parroting Mr. Trump's own catchphrase with obvious relish. The 14th of February 2019 T 12 hours 25 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. Back to the border security deal. Failure to come to an agreement by midnight on Friday would again see the operating funds expire for the agencies that employ about 800,000 workers at the Department of Homeland Security, as well as the Departments of Agriculture, Commerce, Justice and others. Without the necessary signatures, the impact on those agencies would see the shuttering, once again, of key government programs, from national parks maintenance and air traffic controller training programs to the collection and publication of important data for financial markets. The 14th of February 2019 T 12 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. To put the agreement currently tabled in perspective, the $1.4 billion (£1.1 billion) the president would receive under the deal would buy 55 miles of wall on the southwestern border of the U.S. Again, that's a long way from the 2,000-mile barrier candidate Trump promised, which, as you will no doubt recall, was supposed to be paid for by Mexico. The 14th of February 2019 T 13 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds .000Z. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, in regular contact with the White House, said Mr. Trump was inclined to take the deal and move on, but Mr. Graham also told reporters that the president would then look elsewhere to find more money to build a border wall and was very inclined to declare a national emergency to secure the funds for the project. Such a move would be likely to spark a court battle, as it is Congress and not Mr. Trump that decides how federal funds are spent. Several leading Republicans have cautioned Mr. Trump against taking the unilateral action. The 14th of February 2019 13 hours 25 minutes and 0 seconds. 000Z. The new agreement thrashed out in Congress seeks to address the humanitarian crisis conditions the president warns is seeing the U.S. infiltrated by undocumented migrants and a flow of illegal drugs from its impoverished southern neighbors. The bill's introduction could see the government hire 75 new immigrant judge teams to help reduce a huge backlog of cases involving asylum seekers at the southwestern border, and hundreds of additional Border Patrol agents could be brought in. Hoping to reduce the violence and economic distress in Central America that fuels northbound immigration, the bill also provides $527 million, £411 million, in aid to continue humanitarian assistance to those countries. The House Appropriations Committee said the bill would set a path for reducing immigrant detention beds to about 40,520 by the end of the fiscal year, down from a current count of approximately 49,060. Democrats sought reductions, arguing that would force federal agents to focus on apprehending violent criminals and repeat offenders and discourage arrests of undocumented immigrants for minor traffic violations, for example. The Senate Appropriations Committee, which is run by Republicans, said there were provisions in the bill that could result in an increase in detention beds from last year. Chairwoman Nita Lowey said the bill would improve medical care and housing of immigrant families in detention and expand a program providing alternatives to detention. The 14th of February 2019 13 hours 40 minutes and 0 seconds. 000Z. Issues still outstanding and up for discussion include whether to include back pay for federal contractors who missed their paychecks during the first shutdown, and an extension of the Violence Against Women Act, which is due to expire on Friday. Senior Democrat and House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer told reporters on Wednesday that 99% of the agreement was complete and that he expects to be able to vote on the finalized legislation on Thursday. "I think that this is going to pass," added Assistant Speaker Ben Ray Lujan. The 14th of February 2019 14 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. 000Z. Another Trump news. The president's former campaign manager Paul Manafort was last night ruled to have breached his plea deal with FBI Special Counsel Robert Mueller by lying to prosecutors, meaning there is little chance of his being granted a lighter sentence when he appears before a judge on the 5th of March. Here's more from the one and only Henry Austin. The 14th of February 2019 14 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. 000Z. More preposterously, Clark Mindock says the president has spent $50,000, £39,000, on a room-sized golf simulator for the White House. The 14th of February 2019 14 hours 50 minutes and 28 seconds. 460Z. With all the talk of passing a budget in Washington to avert yet another shutdown, one might be excused to forget that Russia still looms large over Mr. Trump's presidency. While we would never assume our lovely audience would forget those ongoing investigations, here's the latest on Russia and its efforts to impact U.S. politics. The 14th of February 2019 15 hours 2 minutes and 8 seconds. 863Z. Mr. Trump railed on former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe after he broke his silence in an interview with CBS, saying that he ordered an obstruction of justice and counterintelligence investigation into the president so that it would be documented, and therefore more difficult to be squashed if he were removed from his post. The president is not pleased. The 14th of February 2019 15 hours 30 minutes and 31 seconds. 000Z. In between budget negotiations, the president has found time to chime in to call for the resignation of one of the first Muslim women to serve in Congress. Representative Ilhan Omar has been on the receiving end of some hefty criticism over her suggestion that some politicians might make decisions in favor of Israel because of the influence of the pro-Israel lobby. But while she has apologized for the specific language she used, she maintains her position that lobbying money is detrimental. She will not step down from her seat in Congress. Instead, she responded to Mr. Trump by flipping the script. The 14th of February 2019 T 15 hours 50 minutes and 10 seconds. 000 Z. The 14th of February 2019 T 16 hours 10 minutes and 10 seconds. 000 Z. Earlier in the president held a rally in El Paso, Texas, to drum up support for his border wall and energize his base. The 14th of February 2019 T 16 hours 25 minutes and 45 seconds, 570 Z. Among the revelations today from former FBI Acting Director Andrew McCabe is that there were talks of removing Mr. Trump from office in the U.S. Justice Department. That included speculation on who in the president's cabinet could be convinced to back an effort under the 25th Amendment, which is one of the constitutional avenues by which a president can be removed from office.